Hey guys, it's Diana. I'm ready to do your class. I'm like a few minutes early here, so I thought I would get this started. I picked this painting out. I actually had a small one, and I thought, why not do it bigger? I got quite a few like that I needed to do bigger, and I never got around to it. So now I'm searching around for paintings, and I got a ton. I just went through a ton of stuff, and I'm a little tired, guys. I tagged and painted and signed and put my cards. My daughter stapled my hand. I got tired of a big stapler. She took them all out the car, cleaned the car out for me, and then I'm making some flyers up, and I got a bunch of ideas. So I forgot to do the table last year, taking pictures, so I will do that of the fest this weekend. So anyways, here's the little one. I don't know if you guys remember, I just did it on a whim quite a while ago, maybe early last year. So I said, why not take it bigger? Now, this is done with professional paints. So I took it over to using the deco art, because this is the fun paintings I'm teaching. So I got pretty close. So here's the painting. I will, I'll put it down here so you can see it. I'm still working out of this room. It's going to be a while. And doing all this stuff today and yesterday, the house is a wreck. So tomorrow I'll be cleaning up, and I got I've been making copies. I went to Canva and I made a bunch of emails. I'm going to give out one of the paintings. I have to decide which one. I ordered a frame, wrong size, so there goes that. So that kind of stuff. I've just made up a bunch of flyers and stuff. So let's get this started. I told you I got that new stand. I'm going to love it, but I need time to play with it. I went and watched the videos last night. And I had a class today. I tried to get you guys to go on there. And it is for memberships, but it's so much more. You meet so many people. And there's a lot of artists on there. And there's a lot of artist groups that teach and stuff. So you might get something out of it. But he ain't on again until Monday. But it's very interesting. He's a very interesting guy, Stu is. And he's just funny. And he makes you feel like, if you're a business person, he makes you feel more like a business person. And it's just something about him. So I've been in the group quite a while. So anyways, let me turn this around. And I gave you the colors, which I haven't even laid out yet. I got them all right here in front of me. I did my tracer. I made one for you. Here's mine. Mine's all beat up. Now the thing is with these tracers, when you do them, you can darken them up. I just went and darkened the sections up. This is a 2-layered background. And the reason is because when you do a cool background, you're doing a warm subject like sunny flowers, it makes them pop. If you're doing a cool subject like really red roses and you do a warm background, you could do green first and yellow over the top. And then what happens is little peeps of that red show up. And it really makes the painting look good. So don't ever be afraid to change a background. But in this case, I did a really cool red background. It is red. It's not a warm red. I'll show you the difference. You guys that have been in here, you know what I'm talking about. This would be like an orange, but it's a red. And it has an orangey base to it. This is really extreme, so you get what I'm saying. This, on the other hand, is a cool base. It has a blue base to it. It is cool. It's not an orangey red. It's a red. So I used that first around the background. Now, when I did the painting, I did the whole thing in red. And then I just painted on what I wanted. But you could chalk in that stuff. So you could do this with a red background, chalk it in, and then paint. But because we have a stencil, we're not going to do that. It'll make it easier if you're going to teach this. Or if you just want to do it yourself for fun. So, let me turn this around. Hold on. Let me get up on the laptop up here and make sure I can see so I can position everything good. So, all right. I'll tell you, everybody loves that chat group over there too. I kind of want to do it into a group, but I'm not. A couple people like the idea. I'm going to do a poll again and see what else I can do with it. Because if it's starting to get that busy, and I feel like I could do these different things in that group, I might start another. I don't really wanna, but they're a big help because they can do a lot of it themselves. But I'm not sure what I'm going to do. But we have a lot of fun over there. If you guys want to come over and trade some cards. Okay, no, not in here yet. Whew. Okay, I'm a little hyper. All right, let's see. Where am I? Is this me? No. I just did a video of this last night, so, or the day before. So I just posted it today. Well, okay, let's try it again. It's not coming up, guys. I wave my hand over this. No, let's try it this way. Oh, this might be my management page. Wait a minute. Art. Let's try this. This is my main page, right? Yeah. Well, it's not cooperating, and I don't know why. Let's try it again. No. Should give me, it just happens once in a while. I tried to post it on here in one of my groups here. Another person I know lost her whole page. Luckily, she is on YouTube. She does have an email list, and she's trying to get her page. Someone hacked her page and stole it. She has a lot of people, so there's things she's making money on. So, is today? That's not, that's yesterday's. Guys, I'm working on it. I don't know what's going on here. Come on. You know what it is? I'm not in the group. Hold on. I keep going. I'm in the wrong page. I'm on the main page. Losing my mind. I'm at the garden. There we are. I was in the wrong page. I was on the regular page. Oh, God. Losing my mind. There I am. All right. So as I was saying, oh, she lost her whole page. So that's why I have two-person authentication. So if anything ever happens, my daughter Jackie would be coming on here until they straighten it out. But even then, you can never save. So that's why I say that you might find I start doing, if I got that machine, I might start doing some more YouTube stuff and transferring it over. Except for the groups. She hasn't had any problems with the groups. But, you never know. So that's why I think it's better to have that way if something happens. I am allowed to do lives now on YouTube. Like a while ago, I just never got back to it. I only did one, I think, maybe two. So I could do them over there too. So I don't know what's going on. Anyways, here we are. And you can see I stenciled it down. Then what I did was you can take any kind of acrylic pen or any kind of pen. And you can, like, if you don't see so good, you can darken where you need it. I just did the big ones because I'm going to do a lot of red. And I'm not going to worry about these petals so much. I do those more with the brush. So, to get that look. So, let me see if I get one of these that's semi-clean. I don't throw these right away all the time. I have a palette. I have palettes. I have a big wooden fancy one with a hole with your thumb. And you got to. The problem is you constantly clean up because I do a lot more painting now. And let me tell you, it's a pain to keep cleaning them off. All right, so gonna need a lot of whites. That's a big chunk of white on there. So I just keep these, let them dry out, keep using them until I get sick of it. Okay, Diana, found my paper towels. So I got lots of white, and I told you there's a red, that blue-based red. It's a red. I think I used alizarin crimson in the original one. Dark scarlet. And then I use a white. And for the yellow, I use two yellows. One is more of a creamier yellow. That's this one. It's called primary yellow, but you could use a really creamy white yellow. But I added white to that. And then I use this sunset gold just to get a kind of an orangey yellow. And then I used a little bit of this bright jewel green to give a brightness to that green. And this is I don't have a great big one of the Deco Art, but I bought the real green. But any kind of neutral green, even a Kelly green, it's not real dark, it's not real light, would be good because you can mix yellow in with that. And you can make your own green with yellow and white, or yellow and green too. So All right, so let's put the yellows on next. No, let's put the red on next. What am I doing? I'll show you what I'm going to do. Now, normally, like I said, when I did this painting, I just did an entire red background, and then I just let it dry a little bit and started painting on my stuff. But because we already have a stencil to this, or a tracer, I'm going to go right ahead with kind of a angle or a flat brush, or paper towels, and start doing the background in red. Yeah, it's very upsetting them. She works so hard. She has a lot of people too. It's just a mess. And she didn't tell anybody for a while because things were working on her, even though she couldn't get on there. I had that happen in my other group. Lori and Kat will tell you. Luckily at that time, my other person was Jim, but Jim's so far away, so that's why I decided to do my sister or my daughter, because she's like local, because I couldn't get a hold of him, you know. And he got me back into there's certain things you can do. But I was never given a reason why they happened. Never. And it's art by Diana Myers, you know, the Artsy Rose, and it won't let me in. It doesn't make any sense, you know. I just got a little paint on this. It's okay. What have I got going on here? I got this thing. So crazy, right? Never got a reason. I think sometimes the bots, so just putting red on, just get confused, and you know. So I'm just kind of putting this on right now. Like, I'm going around some of this stuff, but I'm not worried about it because I know where they are. But when you're doing this yourself, you might want to keep, and I'm using the straight, the crimson, keep out what you're going to use. Like I'm going around these, like that. And I'm going to like just completely go around the petals. Just do this in red because I really want some of this red. I'm going to put blue right over the top immediately. Let this dry a little bit and go right over the top, bit in blue. So I really just wanted these tops out of the way. This is why I call this Crazy Daisy. If you ever got into the, you know, the little higher end painting, which we do some on here, this is something that they do, which is basically to keep your canvas from looking so white. But they use different colored backgrounds depending on what they're doing. So, like I said, this is a kind of a warm painting, and I went in with a cool red, and it just makes everything kind of pop without having to do a lot of work, which is nice, you know. So I'm just going to kind of do this. See what I'm doing? Can you see that? Move this way. I hate this delay. There you go. I'm just kind of going in like this with the red, like that. Like I'm doing petals already, but I'm not. Just kind of covering some of the background. You ain't got to worry about being real perfect with this either in the background because we're going to go over it again. This is something I do with my palette knife a lot. It just gives a lot of texture and stuff. So I'm just going to kind of go through randomly. I know where some of this white's going to go. So I want it to be really vibrant, right? I will leave some areas out. But there will be a blue in here too. So just kind of figure out where you're going to put some of those petals. It's really about the brush stroke. I'm going to use a round brush. 2 different sizes. One smaller and one bigger. You can do this. It's not hard. It looks a little crazy. But then look who's doing it. So there you go. Well, another crappy day in Syracuse. It's like so cold. It's not even really that cold. It's in the 40s. It's just the rain. Just forget it. Just feels so cold. I can't get my scarves on again. I got my socks on. I got the heat up. I can't get warm. Last night I couldn't. I was gonna do some other stuff last night. My daughter came, right? I says, I can't get off this couch. I got a heating pad on. I says, I am so cold. So I had something to eat, and I think it might have been a sugar loaf. That's possible. I have a little sugar. It's gotten a little high. That's the whole thing with me starting some dieting. So that's what I'm going to do. They're putting me on the same stuff Oprah was on. Do you want to know? I just want you to know why Oprah sold all her stock? There's so much money being made in these drugs. These drugs are so successful. They're really for diabetics and stuff and people with high blood pressure, but really there's other people taking them. There's some that are over the counter, I guess. That she had to sell her stock because Weight Watchers is not the way to go anymore. They've decided it's a disease. Like right now for me, I guess it's a disease because it, made me get diabetes. So it made more sense now that, that I got talked to the doctor. I really didn't want to do it, but it'll jumpstart me. It'll bring my blood pressures and stuff right down fast. I lost like 8 or 9 pounds a few months ago. I put it back on, but my blood pressure dropped a lot. I mean, every time I lose a few pounds, it drops down, but then I put it back on. So it becomes a battle because of my age, and I had hormone shifts because, that surgery had done, my hysterectomy. And then this sleeping problem I got causes it too. So it's very interesting. So I said, okay, so I was going to do it. I got one more eye surgery, which is amazing what they do now. And then I will do it. I'll start. I had to wait till after. I didn't know. I had to call out my regular doctor and say, hey, they said I can't take it while I'm, getting this eye stuff. So see what I did? It's just kind of sloppy. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to start going back over with blue. Let it dry a second. I think what I'll do is I'll do the nose of this first. I'm going to get that round brush. Get like a medium one. You're going to need a medium and then like a small. I got 2 sizes here. I used these the other day. So I have like this medium one. See, it's a pretty good size round. You can see that. And then I got like a small round. I got a couple small rounds. A little more detail-y. So you can put in small little strokes. There's one a little bigger than that. One of these is. And one of these is a little smaller. Let me see. Yeah, one of these is a little smaller. This one's a little smaller. This one's a little bigger. So I'm going to go with the bigger one. And then we get both those yellows out. I'm going to get that primary yellow, which is the creamier, lighter yellow. And I already got my... Did I put my white out? Did I put my white out? I guess I didn't. Yes, I did. I thought I did. I think I put them on a different palette. No, it's over here. Oh my God, I lost my mind, guys. So anyways, I'm going to start that drug. I was watching a show about it, and there was a couple reels about it. And I'm like, no wonder she sold all her stock. Because it's tanking now. All the companies that sell that stuff are tanking because these drugs are so successful. They have like no side effects. Or very few. I mean, you can. But there's side effects to losing weight too, so as a rule. I didn't know all that stuff, so. And my daughter talked me into it, so whatever. So it'll be for my health. Now, I don't want any lap belt thing. They didn't even suggest that, but my one daughter, a different daughter, had it. And the day after, her blood pressure and diabetes went down. Now, she's always been big. I got pictures when they were little. The other two were thin. Here's a little chubby girl. That was her. So, and people say I was so worried about her getting that surgery. Well, it's been like 10 years. And it got her pregnant. She couldn't get pregnant. And I'm just putting this darker yellow on first. You know, I always go dark to light. She got pregnant. Has kept the weight off all this time, but the surgery's different now. It's reversible. You can put the weight back on. It won't kill you. It used to be, the people that were like, had it years ago, it was a problem. So now, they're like, kind of like rubber band kind of things. I'm not really sure. But they take something out, too, that you don't get hunger pangs and all that. That's a good thing. Still got to do everything you do with a regular diet. I'm going to have to do like I did before. It's still going to be watching my protein, all that kind of stuff. I'm kind of excited about it. And I was a little leery at first, but now I'm not so bad. I just need to talk myself into it, I guess. But I'm kind of excited about it because I really am not comfortable. You know what I mean? I'm just not. So I don't want to be skinny. I just want to feel better, So we'll see what happens after I start it. I guess it works right off the bat. All right. So I'm getting one more eye done. It's, oh, God, the light. I always have been sensitive to the light, but it was bad the first couple of days. He was quick. Do you know they gave me a back massage so I wouldn't be nervous? I wasn't nervous. I guess they do it for everybody. I had never heard of such a thing at the eye doctor. I got him, she kept saying, we're going to get you a massage. I was like, ah, I thought they were kidding me because I joke around with everybody. Ah, yeah. Do you know they came in and they gave me a massage? I guess they do it for everybody. Is that right, guys? All right, so now I just got the plain yellow on. That's the darker yellow, the sunset gold. All right. Got that on all the places that at the top of the cone of the daisies are. So now I'm going to come back in with the blue. And I'm going to take that great big brush that I had. I rinsed it out, but if it's a little dirty, it's okay. Because what's going to happen is it's going to make kind of a violet color. Oh, what blue did I tell you? Oh, okay, the cobalt blue. Put a bunch of that in here. So now, this is a little bit wet. It doesn't bother me, but if it bothers you, you can go back and you can dry that. Is anybody on here? I don't think anybody's on here. If you make sure if you guys watch this later, which some of you will, that you put hashtag rewatch. I'd like to know who's rewatching it. Sometimes it shows up in my business part back there, but not all the time. And I don't always go back there and look because I got a life. Now I'm adding some white to this too. It's really dark. About half and half on your palette. That's better. And you're going to go around the red, but you're not going to worry about if it's really perfect and it's all covered up. You want some of it to show through. It really gives it a really awesome look. And you'll see what I mean as you're doing it. You might think this is crazy, but really it's not. Now you could get really, you know, like picky and like with the petals and go around each one. It's up to you. But I can see some of the pencil marks are still there because I use pencil or the paper or the stencil. So you'll be able to see some of the markings still. And like I darken some of these up. So if you want to darken all of it up, and then until you get the second layer on, you'll be able to see a lot of the petals and stuff. Just to make you aware of that. And I'm going to go in here with like this blue and just leave some of the red. Like that. Same thing here. I'm going to kind of go in here and I'm going to leave some of the red. These are almost like blue petals. Right up into this yellow a little bit. Keep mixing the blue and white together. You get this pretty color. Now some of it will be streaky. Some will still have a little red. That's actually going to be very cool. We'll go over this a few times. So most of the time I'm painting, I go over a couple times anyway. So as a rule, just keep it thick looking. Or it looks like, you know, not so good. Thin. Right. Yeah, so I'm trying to sell, most of the ones I did in these classes that were small, I'm selling them cheap. $10, $15, $20, $25, $30. And then the bigger, fancier ones, I'm not even going to bother. I'm just going to raffle one off. And I'm going to raffle off some free seats. And just to get their emails. And then I ordered these books. I don't know if you guys, I think I showed you. They're called lookbooks through the company that licenses user paintings through PPHQ. And they were $60. But I will give one out free if someone will book a party. So I got a chalkboard they've had down at the warehouse. And I'm going to put like, book a party today, get a free book. And then give them the book, and I'll put like a little calendar there, which I haven't done. I haven't decided how I'm going to do that because then I got to write everything in. So I think I'm just going to X everything out. The days I don't do the parties and the days I got stuff, and the day I might have something. So yeah, the classes here and stuff. So you see what I'm doing here. The blue's right over top of that red, and I know it looks kind of crazy, but it will be good. It will be good, guys. Really gives a lot of depth. Okay, so there's little pips of red and little pips of blue showing here and there. So now what we're going to do is we're going to do some greenery, some big greens, so we know where they are. Now I'm going to take that medium-sized brush again, and I'm going to pick up that green and some yellow. That real green and some yellow. Whatever, you get 2 yellows on here, whichever one, doesn't matter. Just so I remember where they are, I'm going to kind of put in my remember, we're going to go over these a couple times, so just positioning everything right now. We're like picking out our real estate. We're arranging our front room. I told you guys that all the time. We're actually under construction here. Yeah, there's a couple big ones here. Green and yellow. I'm going to make them darker later. Green one here. There's some here. It's actually a stem here. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to start putting in those white petals. And I got this medium-sized white brush, round brush. Got all this texture and color in the background. And I'm going to use solid white, nothing else. And I'm going to come in wherever I see. Now this is wet, so it's not going to show up too well. But that's okay, because we're going to come back over this. You're going to kind of come up right into this yellow, because I'm going to make like a little ridge here with the orange, that orange. I picked out it's like a scarlet, you'll see. But first I'm going to get all these in as much as I can. And as it dries, we're going to build up 2, maybe 3 layers of these petals. We're going to kind of flick them too. See how it's like thick? I put it on pretty thick, and then I kind of pull it out like that. Put it right up close to the flower, because we're going to put this little color line in there. You can see it in the picture. This little thing here and some more highlights. Oops. So once you get these petals, it kind of starts to come together here. But it's really kind of building up the background. There's somebody who did stage work, and she says painting's a lot like stage work, which it is. You start from the back, and you're working forward, and you're giving it depth. And the best way to do that is to start out dark, and it makes it look deeper. That's what you're doing. You're starting from the back of the stage. You're building it up. And you're keeping it simple. You gotta make it real. You gotta make it real complicated. It's just a little crazy with the 2 colors. That's all. Now these are big strokes. You're gonna add small ones later, so don't freak out. This is kind of up close and personal painting. Now you need more down here, because I got this right down into. There's gonna be some green foliage down here too. These need to be bigger, so I'm gonna drag them out a little bit. Try to keep like a fan on the edges, and then draw it like down on the bottom, the way that they're shaped. You should be able to see some of the petals. Like I said, if you need to, I would just darken anything you think you don't want to paint over. Or you could just do the blue if you don't want to do the red. You could do that too. Just do blue all around it. Start doing this. It'll come out good. Either way is fine. See how I start to stroke from the thick part and then I work it out? It'll show up more when you do your smaller brush. All right, over here too. Gonna kind of, this one you're gonna kind of bend out a little bit. Now, they're not going to come out exactly the same. I mean, you got a basic same template, but even then, if you guys have ever watched or been in a paint class, nobody's ever comes out the same. So now I got all the big strokes on. I'm going to take that orange. What's it called? It's called Scarlet. Or you could take the yellow and red, if you don't have any, instead of putting more paint out. You could just do yellow and red, and you'll get an orange. And I'm just going to kind of skim like this, just barely. I'm actually going to probably do a little blue too, so we're going back over this with the small brush, and we're going to add some smaller petals. This kind of brings it so it's got a base. It's not floating out there like a UFO or something. I need to like get some blue around this one here. Just not a lot, just a little bit. If you get too much, you can go back over with yellow. We're going to do some highlighting on this anyways. So we want to build up the dark parts first anyways. So we're going to do these first. Same thing here, just a few around the edges. Rinse that off. Blue and white. I'm going to kind of fix around, oops, a little white in there. I'm going to fix around this. And mush that out a little bit. Like if you're a slow painter, like I've told you this before, I don't have one right here, but you can, you know, if you feel it drying when you're brushing across it, you can just spray with a spray bottle. But there is mediums that you can buy. I have never mixed a slowing medium with my acrylic paint because I paint too fast, and I like painting fast. And I paint with, I started 20 years doing oil paint, which dries slow. So, but I paint like Bob Ross. Bob Ross uses oils. It's a wet on wet technique. So, and when I discovered, you know, that I could do that, it made it a little bit easier for me because I started out old school, the old fashioned way. You know, you do it slow, you do it in layers, you know. So, but you can get a medium for that too that'll speed it up. But to me, that makes no sense. If I want something slower, I do the oil. I want something faster, I do this. But on the other hand, oils are great for landscape. They give a very translucent, ethereal-like, just a realism to it almost, you know. They use them a lot in palette knife paintings too. So I might get back to it at some point, but not in this thing. This is going to be for fun painting now. Once in a while, we'll do some serious stuff. If you guys are up to it, we can still do it. No big deal. This is just, I think, what you want to see. So that's what we're going to do. But every now and then, I'm going to throw something in interesting. So I'm just fixing up these. I forgot to do those over there. And I'm going to fix this blue around here. I don't want to leave out too much red, but I want a little bit of red showing. Just fill it in. If you don't like it, fill it in. All right, so now, while that red is drying and the white is drying, I'm going to move this over. Wrong way, of course. Let me go back the other way. There you go. I am going to highlight these with the lighter yellow and white. And basically what you want to do is you want to take the yellow and white first, the lighter yellow, a little bit of white, not a lot. And you want to kind of create some texture, and I'm going to make it lighter around this top edge right here. And then around the bottom, right in here. Now there's going to be more flicks of paint here too, so don't be like stressed out about touching this orange. Actually, don't touch the orange. So I'm going to start just like kind of back and forth, cross-hatching, like that. And it gives it almost this look of, you know, there's something in there. And on the bottom part, I'll leave some of this yellow out. Let it, the darker yellow. You want to leave some of the lights and the darks in there. And then I'll take some white, and I'll do this edge in white, like that. A few extra highlights, just like that. Same thing, you use the lighter yellow and some white, mostly the yellow. You're going to go on the top edge. Mind you, we're going to put more petals in. And we're going to kind of cross hatch back and forth. Leave this yellow on the bottom. Don't touch the red. Like that. Then we'll take the white and make a white top. This is more of a highlight. Just a few pieces, not much. That's a little too much, but that's okay. We're going to leave it. Maybe not. I'll change my mind. Do a cross hatch, put a little yellow in there and fix it. We're going to leave this edge dark. All right, the next one. Same thing. I haven't finished all the paintings. I got a lot of ideas on some, but like I said, I just went through and I cleaned a bunch of stuff out. And sometimes it's hard to come up with a bunch of ideas. So I've been doing this for a while now, so I just sit down and I just do it. I got a whole book here of paintings I could do. I sketched up some new ones. And that's what I'm going to be doing after all this. I'll probably be exhausted. Last year was like 2 days before I recuperated. It was crazy. We had a lot of fun though. And I don't walk so good. It's a big old place. But my sisters will be there and they'll help. I can just sit at the table and do stuff. Alright, same thing. Kind of crosshatch. I'm just doing crosshatch on some color with the medium color and some white. Make it round. Use the white for like a highlighter towards the top. Same thing with this one. Shoot. A little white on top. I'm using a dirty brush. Don't be afraid to use it. I'm trying to cross hatch in this part. A little yellow down here. A little messy. Looks good actually. Ooh, I hit that red, but that's okay. If you do hit it, just blend it in. Same yellow, a little white. Same thing. Back and forth, cross hatch it, little X's like. And then leave this yellow out here and then kind of highlight with some white. Same thing on here, just in reverse. Go. Alright, so I'm gonna take that big brush. I think a few pieces I'm gonna go back over into the blue and white again, just to kind of smooth everything out, make it look nice and even. Not too even, just kind of even. A little blue. I tend to mix on the canvas, which is, I'm an impressionist, so that's something that we tend to do. We mix on the canvas, which is, they didn't used to do that. That came with Impressionism. I don't know if you knew that. Now you know. Because you can, like, I talked about the first time I seen a Monet, which is actually at the Rochester Museum of Art. And I was fascinated because I was telling everybody there was one brush color, and just one stroke, one little pad of color, then the next one, each one was a different color. Well, they were little, and if they didn't like them, they just remix them and put another dot in. Well, that's how they did it. They literally just mixed the color right on the canvas. So you'll see me sometimes just like, oh, that color, Diana, what'd you do wrong? Well, I'm kind of mixing it. I can't help myself, but preferably you should mix it on your, and when you do it, mix enough because, you know, and don't erase the whole color on your palette, because what happens is a lot of times people mix the color, they don't mix enough, or they let it dry out and they don't know how to remix it. So be aware that you may need more, and don't spread a great big circle because it'll be dry out before you can use it. Try to keep it in a small pile. That's something I talk about in my classes too. So a little more blue here and there. I'm gonna put some green in here, so a little more blue in here. Just kind of smooth everything out, make it even looking. I think you get the idea. Can adjust too. All right, so now what do we gotta do? We got to, there was a few, let's get the medium-sized brush again. Actually, the little bigger one, I think. And we are gonna fix up some, we're still gotta do some more leaves, but we're gonna fix up some of this greenery. I actually spilled some paint up here. I'm gonna kind of go up here and fix my painting. There you go. All right, so I'm gonna take this blue and white. No, I'm gonna make green. Take the green, a little bit of yellow. Now, if you want some darker part, I think I'm gonna do some darker parts. I'm gonna take the green and add the blue to it. Take the green, that green, add some blue to it. Now, another thing, guys. Now, I got the colors marked down, but you can match all those colors up just about any line. You don't have to use Deco Art. Like the original painting, I did it with my Liquitex and Arteza, I believe. So, just so you're aware, I'm going to do this a little darker right here. I need a little more blue and green. I want it kind of dark. Can even take a touch of that red and it'll neutralize it. There you go. That does it every time. All right. There you go, nice and dark. Some of these dark. I think sometimes when it's dark, it does make it pop a little bit more green in there. Yeah. You can still add yellow if you need to. I'm going to make these little, I'm just going to lay this brush down. A little more green. And make me some little petals here. Like that. These need to be a little bit bigger, so I'm going to make them a little bigger. And then there's like some over in here. And these I can kind of go over with that small brush stroke. So I'm going to... Now you can leave these big ones like this if you want to. You don't have to, you know, do all this if you don't want to. Do a few little leaves in here. This kind of fills in this background too. There's like a little stem. Can add extra if you want to too. Now I'm going to take this like a little bit of blue and green, and I'm going to just randomly once in a while kind of go in here too. In between this red, just a little dot here and there. Down more where that gets this too high, down more where the petals are. Because I'm going to come right up and on this cone with the small petals. Just the tiniest bit, and you could even do a little bit in between some of this. Is a green blue. Okay, now get your small white brush. Not real small. It's a medium brush, but small. This one. I need some more paper towels. Okay. This will pretty much finish the painting up. Get the white. And I got a really small brush, so I'm going to start flicking it. I'm going right into, you're going to pick up some wet parts. It's okay. You're going to make really small ones. Some of that red's too red right here, but that's okay. If you need to fix it with a dirty brush, you can pick up some of the yellow and just do this like that. Smooth it out. Some of your color in the flower would go right down into, if you ever look at them, it looks totally white, but some of it would go right down into your foliage, into your little things here, petals. So don't be afraid of some of them. You know, you're going to dry this a little bit with a dryer probably, but me, I don't do that. So sometimes if it's hooked up here, I ain't got it hooked up. This room's still not right. The whole house, like, it's not just the painting and stuff. It's like you really, when you move, I was in the same house for 27 years. I knew where everything, I mean, I didn't know where everything was, but I added a little blue today just to make it bluer. Kind of knew where everything, you know, you have your whole, like, routine, and you know where things are, and what you fixed and what you didn't fix, and there's a lot of new things in this house I've never had before because I just didn't have them, and I was fine in my old house. Love my old house. I like older things, so I don't think it's because I'm older. I just think it's just my taste. You know, it's just my taste. So I'm making small strokes. I'm coming up close into this line right here. And I'm coming in, I'm making, now see the strokes behind it have dried. Most of them have dried. So you're going to pick up, because there's a little bit of dampness to this red part here, you're going to pick up different colors. That's okay. You kind of want that. There is in the big one if you look at it. I'll show you. So I'm coming right up into where that yellow is and where that line is. And I'm picking up a lot of colors. I'm going to kind of fix this with it too. This I'm kind of dragging down that way. Like down. A little white highlight in the middle here. You can go over the top of anything that's right in your way, because they would probably be behind the foliage. It's a smaller brush, so I'm just flicking out on the top of it. There would be smaller petals over the top of these big ones. Yes, there would. And you could add some extra. You could make some a little bit longer. You could fill in this part with it. You could take and make some of them a little thicker if you wanna. So you have kind of a flat look to kind of go across this way. And the middle parts kind of come down. I'll show you. Right, so here's the original one. Found some of my old scars. I bagged one bag of clothes. Okay. You can see like all the color I used around those edges. And I dragged them out into the leaves. White is never totally white. If you did it white, you just have a white canvas. So then here's the one I just did. A little more color in this one, but that works too. Right? Let me show them to you side by side. Oh, guys, I'm tired. I'm tired, old biddy. Tired old biddy. I'm gonna plug this. Okay. I shouldn't complain too much because my daughter really made it quick. I'll tell you, haven't done it before, so I went through and I just copied a lot of stuff I did from last year, and I left out the stuff I didn't want. And so in a way it was easy only because I had a lot of ideas. But if you remember, it was on the 5th and the car went through the house on the 3rd. So I kind of had to ramshackle everything. I didn't have anything to sell because the car went right through where all my paintings were. I lost a lot of paintings, but I got a lot of paintings. And they did manage to save some. Some I went over, they were all muddy, and I cleaned up a few of them, but I don't know if they're even salvageable. But I kept them what I could. I'm not sure. I'm thinking people in the neighborhood might be too much to come home. I don't know. Or even though the fire people, they have 13 fireplaces there. Police stations. And so I'm going to kind of, you can see this. I don't know if you can see both of them, right? So they're pretty similar. Yeah, so, but adding that little bit of color, around the base of the daisy really makes a big difference. And having that background color with the two tones really gives it just a really extra something. So anyway, so that's it for tonight. I still haven't put that Zoom, it's just a pain, from the YouTube. I'm going to put it in there. It's on there. It's saved. It hasn't gone anywhere. I save all my YouTube stuff. They save it anyways. I can archive it or whatever. So you have to, I think you have 90 days to take it and put it over to YouTube. And then I'm going to start doing, we always did a challenge. So I used to do what we're doing in the Artsy Rose. So I decided just to give you guys something a little harder, because that's what we're supposed to be doing. It's a little bit more, this one is, this group. And I put Kalo on there. And I know it's got like the birds and stuff on it. But no one says you're going to get a bird nest or anything. But what I want you to do is copy as close as you can. And you ain't got to show it to me if you don't want to. But the idea is to keep you painting. But if you get something that's pretty close, I would love to see it. Give you a little happy mail. So just have something once a month. I'm going to put like just an image. That I kind of just threw real quick because I have a whole bunch of them on there. But I thought the Kalo was funny because we did the Kalo earlier this year. We did all famous artists, which Diane Connolly, if you're in here, you can go back and look. We did. And I'm going to start putting, it's a little hard to keep track. There's a lot of guys in there, and I got rid of a few, and I'm going to get rid of more. There's still the path is still there. You know, you start out, if you're just a beginning artist, and you work your way up. But it can be a little confusing. So since I've changed over to doing the fun paintings, it's going to be, what I decided was it might be easier just to do it month by month. Because then if I do one painting, it'll just be in there. If I do 3 paintings, I just seen a leak somewhere. There it is. I fixed it. Yeah, so, I don't know, maybe I'll sell one of these. I put the prices on pretty cheap. So, I'm thinking it'd be easier to do it by the month. I just started doing this, in October and November. So, I've been putting more than one in because I want to build it up. I want to have a lot of paintings in here. And I'm doing them all by live. But a lot of artists, they just do the tutorials. $27, all you get is tutorials. They have very few lives on there. I'm doing this live. And I asked you guys what you wanted, and you like doing the lives. So I'm going to continue to do them. And you know I'm not crazy about doing the videos. It just it's a little longer to be on here. If you're somebody who likes it, who's doing paint parties, and you want something quick, you want in, you grab the tutorial, you watch it, you're done. You know, you ain't got to visit or anything. So I am at some point going to try just doing a few tutorials and see how it goes with this new machine I got. Well, it's not a machine. But you got to see, it's quite fascinating. I mean, it's the same thing, but it's got a light right in it, and it's got a lock on it so the freaking thing won't keep coming undone. And the light goes all different ways, so I could, like, work from the side, and I had to take the video that came with it. So I'm pretty happy with it so far. So I'm going to do some videos. I'll let you know how it goes. Probably next week, hopefully. All right, guys, so have a great afternoon, and let me know how it goes with this painting and what you think. And I will talk to you later. Have a great night, guys. Bye.